people. You know what, people? You can't do anything but rock with this tune. The great sounds of the Young Israelites. Babylon, you're too wicked. And of course, they're joining us live and direct. Right here on this IG Live. More love to everybody passing through each and every time. With cell phones, technology, the people, they just wanna take us down. Creating bad mind and negative emotion, you destroy the human heart. Blessings, how are you all?
Yo. Great. Great to be here.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear. So, of course, people that don't know who you are, let us know who you are and individually who you are as well.
Yes. So?
Yeah, I'm Tal. I'm the bassman and engineer.
I'm Nate, singer and guitar player.
And Tristan, the drumming.
Easy. And what are you called?
We're the Young Israelites.
Hey. So, of course, guys, the first question people always want to know is, how did this great group come together? How did you guys link up and create this beautiful moment, this beautiful project?
We started playing together about, me and Tal, we used to go to middle school together. That's where we first met. That was about 11 years ago. Yeah. And the three of us started playing together for the first time about 8 years ago with an Israeli Jamaican singer called Tony Ray.
Yeah.
We used to be his backing band.
Okay, nice.
And then we started playing our own music.
Okay, I hear you. And you all mentioned as well that you all play instruments. So what came first? Was it the band vibe first, or was it like instruments first? What came first for you guys?
Well, obviously we all started at very early ages. I started playing when I was about 11 years old.
Okay. Yeah, same.
Also the same.
Okay.
Young.
Nice.
And then, after having played for a few years, we got together for the first time, and like when we were about 17, 18 years old, I think.
Yeah.
That was the first time we played together.
Okay. And what was that feeling like when you all played together?
It was magical.
Wow. You must have been doing something right because you're still together now.
Yeah. Getting stronger and better with time.
That's it. So how did you guys come up with the name Young Israelites? Because it sounds very powerful. So why that name?
We were actually in Jamaica about 5 years ago with Tony Ray, with the Israeli Jamaican singer. Mm. And we were just like hanging around Kingston. We were with Earl Chena Smith for a while, and we checked out some studios. And we were very into Sizzla and Capleton at the time.
Okay.
And you know, Sizzla, he has so many songs where he's just singing about Israelites and Zion and all these kind of things. And I used to be, that was like my hardcore Sizzla time. And when I listened to it, I was like, yeah, Israelites, you know, and we're from Israel. So it was a natural connection.
Yeah. Wow. So you got a lister here. They're saying to me that you guys impressed them the most at Reggae Geo 2023, and for people to go and support you on Spotify. Show them some love.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Big up.
Love you.
So, of course, from when you started to where you are now, how has that kind of progressed? How has that kept on forming and going?
Well, we keep on like getting all these kind of things that just make us want to keep on going. You know, like the first single that we did, it got some good reviews from like people around us, and we started thinking maybe we should do like an EP. And then when we actually did the EP, we put it out, and then it got to David Rodigan and got some good reviews, and all kinds of radio stations around Rodigan also started playing us. And every time we get like a little thing that just gives us more motivation to go on to do something else. better than what we did before.
I hear that. And you know, when I said that I was interviewing you guys, the most question that kept coming up was, why reggae? Why have you chose reggae to play? That's all I kept getting asked. So I'm going to put the question to you now. Why reggae?
Uh, it's interesting, you know, because each of us grew up on like a different genre. Like Tal would listen to like progressive rock when he was younger. I used to listen to a lot of like Beatles and Cat Stevens and Queen and stuff. And Tristan used to listen to reggae
From young age.
from when he was born. So I guess it's like this combination because me and Tal kind of got into the reggae scene about 7, 8 years ago, and I've been listening to a lot of reggae ever since I got into it. It's just that combination, you know. Like I like to listen to 60s, 70s music and a lot of rocksteady, and Tristan grew up on roots reggae, so it's that combo of the three of us.
Okay. And you know what? I'm interested. You said you got into reggae. What got you into it?
I guess we all just have all of my musical friends are just into reggae and in the reggae scene here in Israel. Everybody plays like in bands doing Bob Marley covers and like Chronics and Sizzla covers, and it was like a kind of natural thing. Like we're just surrounded by a lot of people who really love reggae and it kind of chose us more than we chose it in a way.
I hear that. I hear that. I hear that 100%. You know, we've got another question that's been asked. They're asking, in a predominantly, reggae is predominantly seen as a Caribbean culture, and yourselves that look predominantly white as a group, how have you found it? I'm sure you've been asked this before, so how have you guys found it?
I don't know. We're just like we enjoy the music. We love the music. We've been listening to it for 7, 8 years now.
Yeah.
To all sorts of artists, to Bob Marley, and then to Chronics, to Sizzla and Capleton, and then to all the Ken Kenbrook. We just enjoy making the music, and we don't really care about like what color we are.
Okay.
Like one of us, like Tristan, is like his dad is originally from the Caribbean, so I think it's like having like a drummer which has like original Caribbean roots. I think it adds a lot to like
A lot
to
of
this
spices.
equation.
Yeah.
Because
I hear.
Tristan dad is from Curacao.
Okay. Nice. I like that. Yeah, man. I like that. So tell us about this journey. I mean, you said you were on David Rodigan's show. How was that experience?
Tell about it, please.
To be about David Rodigan?
Yeah.
Sorry?
David Rodigan, you're on his show. How was that
Rodigan
experience?
first played you?
Wow, I will never forget this day. I think it's like it was like this moment when we realized that we really have something special going on, because like for me, even though I didn't like from the three of us, I was, I think, like the least, like I wasn't so into reggae music like from a young age and stuff. But when I saw when I heard like our song in the BBC, it was so powerful for me, because even just hearing something you did here in your small country and see like the BBC sign and to hear like the lovely words Rodigan had to say about the music, it really meant a lot and gave us like, I think it gave us the energy until now, like to keep going and doing stuff. Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad you guys have kept on going, kept on continuing, because it's important for our generation to keep the music going.
True, definitely.
For real. And I wanted to know about your first single, My Way. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah. Well, we were in Jamaica for the first time, the three of us. With we were the backing band of Israeli Jamaican singer called Tony Ray. And he got a spot in the grill in the Stepping High Ganja Festival.
Okay.
And so we had a great time. We played the festival, and then we said, you know, we're in Jamaica. We have to take advantage. We have to go to Kingston. So
Okay.
we got on a bus, headed down to Kingston, and one of the first stops we made was in the yard in Earl Chena Smith's place, and
Nice.
it was really really a beautiful experience, and just talking to people there, just chilling out, and then they started bringing out some instruments, so we started like jamming out with one of the local singers there,
Yeah.
and Earl actually came out of his bedroom. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I like how you guys sound. Come back in a few days. Let's record something."
Nice.
And this was at a time that we weren't even like considering ourselves as a band. We were just the backing band of Tony. And
Mm.
and I remember even after he told us that, I was like, "All right, cool." And we just kept on going with our trip.
Yeah.
And then like in the last day of the trip, Tal said, "Hey, we should go back to his studio before we go back to Israel.
Okay.
So we should record something." And so I wrote like the verses that same day for the song, because we only had the chorus.
Nice.
And that's it. And we recorded it with Earl. And at first we were doing a balance with him, and the engineer told us you should do some song to like get the levels right.
Yeah.
So we started playing Rastaman Vibration. And
Okay.
then Earl Chena came out of his room and he's like, "What is this fuckery, man? You're playing Rastaman Vibration in my house. What is this?" And we're like, okay, sorry. And then we started playing our original song, and he came out again and he was like, "Yeah, man, this is mad. Yeah, man, it's a good song."
Wow. So you had that experience of being in Jamaica, experiencing the vibrations, the energy. What do you constantly take from that when you're doing your music and so on? You haven't been to the place where it was originated from.
Well, it's just, it just caught us, just listening to the music, just listening to Kat-a-lyst, to Ken Booth, and all this music, and Bob Marley, of course. It's the kind of music you just start listening to, and it's like a germ, you just can't get rid of it. You just have to listen to more and more and more, and get deeper and deeper into it.
Mm.
And see, and it's still affecting us to this day. Me and Tal, we got into it about 8 years ago, and we're still like exploring more reggae music and getting into it more. And it's just like it has a vibe that a lot of other genres don't have.
Mm.
Just like very straightforward and cuts through you.
I think also like Jamaica is very special, even not like specifically about reggae, but it was so special for me to be like, after being only in Europe and experiencing only like this type of like vibes, and all of a sudden be in a place where music is so holy and so powerful, and everyone, like you can just talk to anyone in the street, and if you tell them you are a musician, so they give you so much respect, and they have so much respect for music as a cultural thing, which I don't necessarily feel on the streets of Europe, for example, or on the streets of Israel, for example. And as a musician, to get into a place where music is such a powerful thing in the culture, it was so emotional for me. Like not even as a reggae musician, but just in general as a musician, it was amazing.
Wow. Yeah, that 100%. It's interesting what you said, because here in the UK, a lot of the time we say that especially reggae music, it's a lot bigger, it seems to be, in Europe. It seems like it's just booming out there in Europe, for whatever reason that may be, and less so in Jamaica and less so here in the UK. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's just because in Jamaica they're always progressing all the time. They're always going from the reggae, they went to the dance hall very quickly, and then now to like the trap dance hall, or Afro beats. So they're always like going for the next big thing. And then in Europe, there's like a lot more love for nostalgia and like respect for music that's been from the past, like legends from the past.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they still like that's why it's blooming in Europe more than anywhere else right now.
I hear that. I hear that. I just want to give a shout out to Official Personal Music. I think that's how I've said it. They said, "Bless,
Yeah,
love, and
personal.
respect, my brothers. Keep doing the great works. Peace and harmony. Blessings to you too."
Yeah, man, my brethren, versatile
Yeah.
from Jamaica.
Blessings. Well, I said it right then. I said it right. It was going quick on Instagram. I said it right. But one tune I wanted to ask you guys about, and I played it before you came on, which was "Babylon, You're Too Wicked."
Yeah.
I love that tune from you guys. How did that come about?
It's a combination of few inspirations.
Okay.
There's, you know, the Anthony B song, "Whip them, ja 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 ja, whip them, ja 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 ja, whip them,
Yeah.
big and down." So I like the use where he's like, "Whip them, ja 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 ja," all that, you know, and so the wicked, that's where that came from, I think. There's also the Vibes Cartel. I used to have like a year where I just listened to Vibes Cartel because I was so infatuated with him. And one
Yeah.
of his songs, Poor People Land, was also like a big influence on this song. Oh,
Mm.
this a Babylon, where you get the system you're from. All that like fire reggae. No, that was, definitely, those are the two influences that come to my mind right now.
Nice, nice. And you know what? I've just seen Anthony B at Overjam. His energy is different.
Crazy.
So, you know, when you guys go on stage, what's your thought process? What do you think of when before you hit that stage?
I just try to get like as peaceful as possible to be like focused when I get on. But what's your thought process, Pat?
I think, wow, I think it's like, it's very dynamic. I think it depends on the audience and on our connection that day. But I think what's so special about this group, I've been in a lot of groups in my life, but somehow like everybody completes each other in the Young Israelites. I think we also have a very nice brass section that joined us on our last tour to Europe, which added a lot of like we are really influenced by like the more old school type of shows, you know, the Bob Marley shows where there are like 10 people on stage, or like I don't know, the Steel Pulse shows, and it's very fun like to have so many people on stage and each one doing like a small thing but combining it to something bigger and yeah, I think it's like the combination of the people. I think to trust the other musicians. Yeah.
I hear that. I hear that 100%. And so, when it comes to the next generation, as they say, what would you like to see more of when it comes to reggae as a genre?
Um, well, I think I'd really love to see more roots reggae, more just like going back to the roots. You know, that's what we try to promote with our music, and I love seeing like when you treat reggae as something as like as an art, as like a deep music, and not just like a something commercial. So
Yeah.
I would really love to see like more like roots reggae kind of bands again and stuff.
Mm. I hear that, definitely. And people always want to know who influenced you guys, in particular reggae. What's the influences across the board?
For me, mainly the roots, because that's what I grew up to listen to.
Artists.
Artist specific.
It's hard, right?
Now I'm listening to Rocksteady. So also the legend of Rocksteady, Hasbro Nevis, King Booth, the Paragons.
Nice.
Yeah, Mighty Diamonds, and
Yeah.
Carlton and the Shoes. We love Carlton and the Shoes.
Yeah. Nice. I like that. Very eclectic taste and styles and flavors.
And we really like the Frighteners also.
Frighteners, yeah.
Okay.
They are a big influence on our like musical direction and our sound and everything. Unfortunately, they didn't have the chance to release as many albums as like the other artists, but we really like like their songs and sound.
Mm.
Captain Records, yeah, big up.
Yeah, man, big ups. You mentioned some big artists there, definitely big artists. So what's next for you guys? Are you working on an album, an EP? Are you touring? Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, we're just we have a few singles coming up that we're working on right now. We just
Okay.
wanna get like a few songs with some catchy choruses, and we're just and we just want to get some more shows up there, like more shows in Europe, and just work on studio, get some Instagram videos up, and tours.
I hear that. I hear that. So you guys are getting ready to get busy, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you guys are in the studio, you're doing your works, how do you go about thinking of what rhythm you're going to play, what song you're going to put together? How does it work for you guys?
Usually our process is I would just write like a few songs, like 4 or 5 songs, and then we would get into the studio together and think of the arrangements together. But something that happened recently that I really liked, we did our first ever Hebrew song with a local Israeli artist. And what I
Nice.
really liked about it is we were all together in the room when we made the rhythm, and so it was really like a more pure creation of the 3 of us, because we all made the rhythm in real time with the singer. So I think we would try to write a few songs like that right now, because
Okay.
it is fun. It is fun for me to just write the song and then bring it to them, but it's like even more band oriented when we do it that way.
I hear that. More together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that 100%. So are you guys going to be doing any collaborations? People want to know that as well. Any link ups with any artists as well?
Yeah, we really want to do a lot of collaborations this year, and just like even get like a few rhythms and just send them out to some people to get on top of them, like make like a rhythm album, like they do in Jamaica sometimes. Well, nothing concrete right now, but we have a few like in our heads that we're trying to get done right now.
You know what? I can see you guys working with Kabaka for some reason. So if
That would be
he's listening,
great.
if he's listening, you know. So, you know, what would you say your key messages as a group, as individuals? What would you say your key messages for the listeners and the people out there?
I think the world is in need of much more love today than it did in the 60s.
Mm.
And we got to make a new era of peace and love, get people on a higher vibration, get the word love out there more, and make people see the reality of things.
Yeah.
That's it.
And more consciousness, yeah?
Definitely.
100%. So, you know, we're coming to the last little bit of the interview, but I've got to ask you guys, would you be up for singing something live and direct?
Of course.
So that's a yes then?
Yes.
Okay. So when you guys are ready.
Oh, okay. And we got what's up there? Let's do an album notes maybe? Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I need a roof. Okay. What about this one?
Wait, we need to tune it.
No worries. This is musicians in real time.
אז בלי הקפלה, בלי גיטרה.
Alright. 1 second.
%100% spontaneous. So everybody who watches, you're going to get something exclusive.
This is what people don't see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
3, 4. say, remember man say,
Time I go
time of a
dream, every
day,
gully I go rain,
every gully I go run
man
I need a roof over my head. I need a roof over my head and bread on my table and bread on my table with love in my heart with love, oh love for everyone. Remember man say, time of a
every
dream,
gully I go rain,
every gully I go run. I need a roof over my head.
Whoop, 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 whoop. People are sending fire, they're sending energy. Guys, that was wicked. That was wicked.
Respect.
100%. You know what, guys? I definitely, you have my full support, and I hope that your journey just keeps on continuing. It's been a blessed conversation. And anytime you're in the UK, please give me a call and we'll definitely link up, yeah? Yeah. So is there any
Thanks a lot. Big respect.
anytime. Is there any final thoughts you want to say to the listeners, the fans, and the people that support you?
We love you all. Love is the answer now and forever. Respect to everybody.
100%. So you know what, guys? Until next time, but keep the vibes going for real.
Thank you so much for having us.
Respect.
Anytime. More love, yeah?
More love. More love.
We'll speak soon. Bless up.
Bless.
Bless.